Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
The shakiest camera. We do radio, not TV, but I'm trying to work a camera in here that's attached to a coat rack, and it's making our next guest, actually our next hosts, a little bit shaky looking. They've been here before, and they're not shaky at all. Southern Belle and Yankee Girl is the names they go by, and they are here from True Grits Restaurant, a taste of the South, serving classic Southern food with a little soul. They left here last time, leaving us all feeling really, really hungry, so this is their show. If you'd like to be on the show, you're welcome to. They're taking calls today. The number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA, and Southern Belle and Yankee Girl. Good to see you both again.
You as well. Good morning.
Good morning. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Actually, I had one of our country breakfasts. It's two eggs scrambled with sausage patties, grits, and a biscuit. It was delicious.
Really? Really? Do you know how I make scrambled eggs?
Do I know how, or do I know how to do it?
Do you know how I do? I know you don't know how.
I would love to know how.
Microwave.
Oh, no.
I actually do that every morning for my daughter.
No,
You do?
don't.
Yep.
You don't like that idea, huh?
No, I feel it. No,
They
it's kinda
puff
like
up.
microwave brownies. I feel like that's not really the best choice there. Scrambled eggs in the microwave.
Well, I was just basically trying to illustrate that I'm not really a cook, because it was what I was trying to do there.
Well, then that might actually be a good start to let our listeners know what we're talking about today. For all of you home cooks out there, we're taking calls today to talk about your kitchen disasters. We want to know if you've ever added a cup of salt instead of sugar to your cake batter. Maybe you preheated the oven at the wrong temperature. Whatever it was, were you able to recover from it, turn it into a success? Or was it such a complete fail that it maybe left you in tears? Can you laugh about it now? Or do these things kind of haunt you at holiday baking time? We want to hear your stories.
Oh, wow.
We've got some stories of our own.
Believe it or not, you reminded me of one from when I was a kid.
See? Why don't you start us off?
Do you want me to start it off? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is when I was a kid. I was a little kid. My mother used to eat, what's that cereal called? Bran cereal.
Like Oat Bran?
So, yeah, whatever it was.
Bran?
Raisin? No, it wasn't Raisin Bran. It was just Bran.
Oh.
It looked like rabbit food. It was not good at all. It was not good at all. But anyway, they had a bran muffin recipe on it.
Okay.
So I said, Mom, can I make that? She said, sure, go ahead. Right? And one of the ingredients was baking powder.
Oh.
Did not know the difference between baking powder and baking soda. And so I put baking soda in there and thought, they looked good. They came out of the oven. Everything looked good. And the first thing my mom said is, did you use baking soda? She knew right away.
That can be a fatal error.
She knew right away. I don't know what it would do to you. I don't know if it makes you sick or what, but we threw them away. So there's. I didn't think I was going to have a story for this segment, but that was it.
See, there you go. Before we actually get into the calls and stories and everything, I do want to take a quick minute to talk about something that is very near and dear to the hearts of the whole True Grits team right now. For everybody that doesn't know, True Grits is actually a team for the American Heart Association's Marion County Heart Walk this year. That's right. Come October 5th, you'll see all your favorite faces from the True Grits staff out walking to raise money to support cardiovascular disease and stroke research. Everybody can help us out by donating to sponsor the True Grits team. Every dollar helps. So next time you're in the restaurant, please let your server know that you'd like to sponsor us. Or you can actually visit the Heart Walk website to see how you can do your part. It's www.marionheartwalk.kintera.org. That is KINTERA. You can either sign up to be a walker, which actually True Grits could use a few more walkers on our team. You can donate to personal pages, or you can really just read up about how to live a heart-healthy lifestyle. It's a very, very good cause that we want to support.
That's awesome.
Marion County is actually one of the leading regions in stroke and cardiovascular disease research. So we're definitely trying to make our goal to do our part, basically, to help Marion County lead a much healthier lifestyle.
Will you have a certain day that you'll donate a certain percentage of the food that people buy that day?
Absolutely. That's still in the works. We do have a couple of months before we actually get to the Heart Walk, but there will be a day where we'll be most likely matching donations that we receive from guests that day.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. But until then, we basically just have a few walkers. Yankee Girl, actually, and myself are going to be two of the walkers out on the course on October 5th. So definitely come and watch us trying to make it through that 3-kilometer walk.
And in that honor, are you going to have certain things on the menu that you recommend that are heart healthy?
That is something we're actually in the talks about with our executive chef BJ Jacobs, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today. He was here last time we were here, but he is cooking hard over at True Grits. So go on down and say hi today anytime before 3 p.m. and he'll make you something fantastic to eat.
Remind us where True Grits is.
All right, True Grits is actually located at 331 Northwest 20th Street. We're just down the road from the Livestock Pavilion. You can visit us at true-grits.com. You can call us at 352-867-7772 or like us on Facebook for daily updates and exclusive specials. We serve breakfast every day until 11 on the weekdays, and then all day Saturday and Sunday.
Ah, good.
We specialize in 11 different styles of grits, including our almost famous shrimp and grits and the ever popular black and blue grits.
My favorite.
Absolutely. It features blackened ribeye steak tips, caramelized onions, and blue cheese crumbles. Breakfast is delicious. We feature homemade biscuits and gravy, thick-cut pecanwood smoked bacon, eggs made to order, and more. Lunch is served daily after 11, and you cannot miss out on our North Carolina pulled pork sandwich or the buttermilk fried chicken. And personally, I think our chicken fried steak is the best in town.
Well, that's
So-
good.
I like
Wow.
our North Carolina pulled pork.
It's so
Uh-huh.
good.
Oh, that's your favorite?
Yeah, the
Gosh.
coleslaw on it. It's very
Uh-huh.
We also are doing Saturday suppers
Absolutely.
from 5 to 9 on Saturdays.
So come on down and enjoy some delicious southern entrees like the St. Louis style ribs or our fried catfish, plus a lot of yummy specials from the mind of our executive chef BJ Jacobs. Saturdays we are open for regular business from 7 to 3, but then we close down and reopen at 5 for the best southern supper in town. So definitely come on down. Again, we're at 331 Northwest 20th Street, just on the road from the Livestock Pavilion.
Is the supper served family style?
Actually, it's a la carte, so you
It
can
is.
choose pretty much anything you like off our supper menu.
Oh, nice.
Good choices there.
Can you describe the ambiance and the decor? Of
Absolutely.
the restaurant?
Our theme, as we're called True Grits, so our theme is really Western style. We take a cue from the movie True Grit starring John Wayne. We have a lot of John Wayne memorabilia, some great country
Oh, really?
Western
Oh,
memorabilia in there. We've got a lot of burlap.
Burlap.
Oh, absolutely. We have curtains made out of burlap, our tablecloths made out of burlap. We also feature a lot of mason jars.
Really? Oh,
our,
that's cool.
our glassware is mason jars, and also our chandeliers over every table are
4 mason jars.
yeah, our decorator,
Really?
Doreen Stadahart,
That's
made
clever.
one
Wow.
out of
Wow.
mason jars.
Wow, that's awesome.
Very
See,
tough to actually assemble, but
It's
very
crazy
pretty.
thing to admit, but I like a restaurant that has good ambiance. I don't know why.
As do I.
Yeah.
I feel like if they don't take care of that, then,
Yeah.
good food and good service is always great, but you want to eat in a nice place.
We never had to change a light bulb yet, did we?
Nope. I love
Oh,
it.
that's
I love
lucky.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Oh no. So,
As I said, they're very
mason
hard.
jars?
They're very hard to
Yeah.
assemble, but they look fantastic.
so we're soliciting kitchen disasters, and
Absolutely.
And so, do you have any from the restaurant? You're brand new.
Well, not
I have-
necessarily from the restaurant, but Yankee Girl here, as I understand it, had a bit of difficulty the first time you tried to make Jell-O.
Yes.
Oh, what
Jello. That's right. Jello. Red raspberry Jello. I was making it for my daughter, who at the time had a sore throat. So I said, "Hey, I'll make some Jello." Well, I read the box, mind you, about 5 times, but I put the Jello in the pan with the water and boiled the Jello with the water. So
Not a good
instead
choice.
of boiling the water and then putting the Jello in, so I ended up with a red mess and goo everywhere.
Oh,
Did it-
my
did it
gosh.
just boil over in the
wow.
pan?
It boiled over
Oh, no.
down the stove.
So were the instructions not clear? I mean,
No, the instructions were clear.
So what did you try to do when you noticed that there's this red foam boiling out of your pot? Did you try
I-
to salvage it?
I tried to by pouring 2 cups of cold water in.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
no.
But then
Didn't work.
it all
No.
just solidified in the bottom. It was all stuck. I had even more red mess to clean up. Not
Oh,
to mention
no.
a whining 2-year-old at the time.
Oh.
She couldn't tell her. So I said, "Okay, I'm done with this." I felt like an idiot. I threw the pan in the sink and said, "Lex, come on, let's go. We're going to get some Jello." So now I always just get the Jello that you get in the grocery store.
the cups?
Yeah, the cups.
Good for you.
Won't even try to make it. Personal experience, actually, Jell-O is really, really hard to clean up too. If
Yes.
it's not the sugar-free kind,
Yeah.
you have to virtually scrape it off a surface.
Really?
Yeah,
and
it's tough.
It's prone to staining.
It
also,
stains.
so-
Yeah,
it
and it was
stains.
red, mind you.
Yeah.
of course.
On like like off-white stove, so
Oh, never good.
it was awful.
Kitchen. This is
Yes,
a fun
pink
topic.
now.
Fun topic.
I
Yeah.
love kitchen disasters personally.
Let me hear yours.
Oh, before we get to mine,
Oh, no, she's sidestepping.
She's teasing.
hoping for some calls before we
Stay
have to talk
tuned.
about that. But our chef BJ actually sent me one. Well, he told me about one that he wanted to share. He was actually in Orlando. He was working for Isleworth Country Club, and at the time, it was during the presidential campaign. And so he was actually at a member of the country club's house cooking for Mitt Romney, the
Wow.
presidential candidate,
Oh, wow.
for a fundraising dinner.
Oh, no.
And he was actually utilizing 2 hot boxes to, basically to plate the food and transport it out to the guests. But one of them, they were using lit sternos inside the hot box to bring it up to temp. And once they brought that up to temp, they threw all the sternos into the smaller hot box. Lo and behold, while they're plating, suddenly this member's household, by the way, not like a professional kitchen, household smoke alarm goes off. BJ looks around, realizes that the hot box has actually caught fire, and as he describes it, that the door was literally smoldering.
Oh, no.
But not to be outdone or flustered by this, our executive chef BJ Jacobs, big shout out, actually just takes some towels, grabs this flaming inferno of a hot box,
Fireball.
and barrels out to the to the lawn.
Oh, wow.
Through the
And sets
guests,
it
are you
down.
watching him?
Oh, I don't know if they were present to watch that happen, but I know that the Secret Service was.
Oh, great.
So he actually had to endure a line of questioning about the fireball on the lawn during this presidential candidate's
No.
fundraising dinner.
Oh, no.
But after extinguishing the flames and answering what I can only imagine were several grueling questions by the Secret Service, he was actually able to get back in the kitchen and finish prepping the meal out and served it. Everybody loved it. So
Oh, wow.
that's good.
Oh,
But
yeah, it's going to be hard to trump that one.
I know.
Yeah.
Fire
Mitt
safety is
Romney.
very important, by the way. Always have an extinguisher nearby when you're cooking.
That's got to be a challenge just to be asked to go to somebody else's home and cook like that. Just-
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah,
then,
that's
it's Isleworth Country Club is very prestigious, and then you almost lighting it on fire.
Yeah, right.
Probably not what you want to put on your resume,
no.
but he assured me there was no damage done to the kitchen, that he sustained no injuries. He was pretty much the hero of the day, just grabbing that fireball of a box and
Wow.
running it outside.
Wow.
Wow.
Very proud of our chef.
Did Mitt Romney appreciate it?
I don't know if Mitt Romney actually knew about the fire, but apparently he was very happy with the dinner.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, mine can't even come close to that, but I was making a wedding cake for my mother and my stepdad.
Sure.
She asked me to make it, so I got it all done and everything. So I got it on the table the next day, and I'm decorating it and stuff, and then I'm looking for the third layer. It's like, where did it go? Well, my beagle had jumped up and got it
Oh,
and was eating it. So it's like, okay, so I had to whip out another layer,
Oh, no.
bake it and the whole thing, and then when I put it together, the top was all slanted down and
Slanted.
sucking
So it's all
in, so
hard.
they had to have a 2-cake wedding cake, and that was
what?
kind of
The more
embarrassing.
the merrier. I
Right.
say.
Yeah.
That turns into a success. Instead of making you one cake, I made you 2.
That's right, exactly.
funny,
That
that's
was
funny.
embarrassing.
And animals in the kitchen are a great recipe for kitchen disasters, I must say.
I would say. The phone line is open if you have a kitchen disaster you want to share. Sounds like a really fun topic. Call in. The number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA. And, of course, the young ladies here are from True Grits Restaurant. They are Southern Belle and Yankee Girl. I'm sure that's not the given name when you were born.
No.
but I like
Those
calling-
are our aliases. We're very proud of
aliases,
them.
Yeah, they're stage names. Call them stage names.
Exactly. We were actually recognized at the restaurant, recognized by our voices alone at the restaurant
Yep.
a few weeks ago.
Is that right?
I was actually confused because our guest had asked me, she was like, are you Southern Belle? I thought she was asking if I was a Southern Belle. So I was like, well, not really. I was raised in a Southern family. I had a debut at 16, but I wouldn't really necessarily call myself a Southern Belle. She looked extremely confused.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh, well, we heard about this place on the radio. And I was like, oh, yes, that is me. And Southern Belle.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, yeah.
So that was exciting. We're very
she
happy to
just-
be back here at WOCA.
She just asked me if I was Yankee Girl, and I said, yeah, I am Yankee Girl.
Oh, that's too funny. After probably Monday, we'll be at the Paddock Mall. So.
I know, we're very excited.
So we'll have the windows there. We'll probably have a lot more people walking past them than these.
Fantastic.
Windows. Yeah.
And you're both
I'm
very
down.
animated and beautiful, so you really provide
thank you.
nice
you'll definitely have
entertainment.
All right, we're
Yeah.
waiting. I don't know.
All right, Southern Belle. What is
Have a
Are you
story.
sure we don't have any callers right now?
I'm sure.
Help me out, listeners. Come on. Okay, so It was actually a couple of years ago. I was already running late for a holiday party when I left work, but I was supposed to bring a dessert. As an avid baker, I always pride myself on my homemade desserts, but as a perpetual procrastinator, deciding to make a dessert, on a day that I got off work wasn't a great choice. So I decided that I was going to make my s'mores brownies. Always a good hit. It's a layer of graham cracker crust with a fudgy brownie, and then you top it with marshmallows and toast it. Easy to do. I figured I could get home, mix the batter, throw it in the oven, jump in the shower, and go. So I do that. I'm getting out of the shower, and I realize that I can only kind of faintly smell the brownies when you should really have that strong, hey, brownies are being made in this house kind of scent. So I go to the oven. I realize that I preheated it to 250 and not 350. So I have kind of like a halfway baked
Oh no.
A gooey mess.
mess of brownies. Yeah, and so I was so angry at the time that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bring a dessert. I'm just going to get ready. I'm going to pick up a cheesecake from Publix. And they're going to have to deal with it.
Their fallback.
But I was actually able to turn it into a success because I realized that I could make kind of like truffle balls. So I pulled out all the brownie mix, mixed it with some powdered sugar to kind of thicken it up, and some mini chocolate chips, and then I wrapped that and kind of smashed it into a ball around a marshmallow.
Oh, wow.
And then coated it in graham cracker crumbs and made
clever.
s'mores brownie truffles.
Wow.
It was actually a pretty good.
That sounds like something you could patent.
Right?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you do that all the time now? Do you make them
Actually,
all
I
the
do.
time?
I make them sometimes. It's always got a great story with it. One that I'm kind of embarrassed about, though, because as I
Name
said,
it.
I'm kind of a baker.
Give it a name.
Yeah, and
patent
sell it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it for
brownie
Christmas.
bombs? I don't know.
Southern Belle something. Yeah. By the way, you speak so fast. I would think you were from New York or something.
A lot of people tell me that, especially since I recently moved to Ocala. I've been trying to kind of slow down.
No, you don't. You sound
But
cute.
I get that all the time, that I talk way too fast. They're
Yeah.
like, say what? What?
Yeah, right.
You know what I
No,
didn't tell
you
you?
both are wonderful.
I didn't tell you I have a phone call.
Oh, fantastic.
And by the way, here's the signal. Here's the universal signal. It doesn't mean you have to stop. It just means there's somebody waiting.
somebody waiting.
All right, so here we go. We've got somebody maybe with a kitchen disaster story. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hello, this is Ann.
Hi, Ann.
One time I was a young bride, 21 years old, and one of my wedding presents that I received was the hot thing back in '56, the electric frying pan.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
And so I looked in the recipe book, and they had a recipe for pineapple upside down cake, which was my new husband's favorite, and a favorite of mine. So I thought, I'm going to make this. I'm going to surprise him. So I followed all the directions and everything, and did everything and put it in there. But when it was supposed to be done, like the bottom was almost burnt and the top was not cooked.
Oh,
You know, the pineapple and all of that's in the bottom. I was so upset, and I cried and cried because here I was kind of this wonderful dessert to surprise him with, and here it was this disaster. So I was so upset. I did not want that frying pan anymore, so my mother took it, and she looked through the recipe book, and she found Maryland fried chicken in there. Because my mother's from England, so we never had a lot of fried stuff. We never did deep fry anything. But there was a Maryland fried chicken recipe in there, and she made that forever when she'd have my son come over and me for dinner. This was, when my father, I guess, was still alive, but also after he died. She would always make that Maryland fried chicken for us, and she kept that frying pan forever, but I just hated it because I had spent a lot of time making that cake. You put the cherry in the center of each of those pineapple circles and all. I don't know what happened, but it just, like I said, it was almost burnt on the bottom and it wasn't cooked on the top.
Underdone.
Another fiasco I had talking about those muffins, I forgot to put in the baking powder or whatever it called for. I used to make them all the time. And I looked in the oven, I thought, why aren't these things rising? There's these little things at the bottom. So I kept leaving it in there. Finally, I took them out, and they were like these little bricks down.
Yep. That'll do
and they
it.
were bran muffins, too. And I had, then I realized I had forgotten to put baking powder, I guess, was what I was supposed to put in there.
Yeah,
and I
you
had
need that
forgot it
leavening
totally.
agent to get them to rise.
So that doesn't work.
wow.
I know. I can tell you that, Larry. It doesn't work if you don't put in the right ingredients. But I did have the right ones for that pineapple upside down cake, but I don't know. I just
that
hated
pan.
that oven after that.
Yeah.
Not oven, that electric frying pan.
Great story.
Anyway, that's my disaster story, and that was in Miami in 1956, and I was so young then. it's hard to believe. You know, I can remember that as though it happened yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for that story.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ann. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Do you have another phone call?
Absolutely.
I need
Let's
to
go
cut
to
you
it.
off right there. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Larry, Robin, ladies.
Hi.
This story isn't exactly a disaster story, just kind of a story. So I'm a pretty good cook. Now, I was taking care of I was a stay-home dad for a number of years, so you have to be pretty kind of shoot from the hip. You know, kids don't like things.
Oh, sure.
Right.
You know,
I hear
they're
ya.
trying to integrate vegetables in their diet and all this. I was stay-home dad for a number of years, and so I did all the shopping and all the prep because Mom was working nights as a nurse and sleeping during the day, so I was in charge of everything. So I had a bunch of leftover hot dog buns from some cookout, like 2 bags of hot dog buns. What am I going to do these? The kids are tired of hot dogs, and I had a bunch of hamburger. So I thought, this is going to be great. I'll roll the hamburger into like a little bigger than a hot dog shape, boil those, and put them in the hot dog buns, right? Like hamburger, you know, something fun for kids. I was thinking in my mind, no, this is going to be great. So I pick up the kids from school, and a couple of their friends are coming over. I go, great, I'll give you guys I have a snack prepared for lunch.
Sure, that's innovative. I like
I take them out of
it.
the oven. I take them out of the oven, and they all scream because they look like poop. They just feeding us poop dogs. I put one in a bun, and I put ketchup. I go, look. Oh, so
That is a good
hamburger hot dogs did not.
Oh,
Hamburger hot dogs. Awesome.
can't patent that one. Yeah.
I couldn't think of a disaster story, but it was kind of semi-disaster.
I would call that kind of a disaster story, but you know, it was
Well, I
kind
ate
of
'em. They were
innovation.
fine. I mean-
There you go.
Wow, I don't know if
The
that
kids
restaurant would
eat
have
'em
worked.
on appearance alone. They did kind of, pretty closely resemble it, but they tasted fine.
Yeah, you know,
I bet.
people and particularly
Anyway.
kids tend
Thank
to eat
you.
with their eyes
Appreciate
first.
Thank you for contributing.
Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Funny story. Well,
times.
and looks is important, isn't it?
It is.
It's something I don't ever consider.
Oh no, presentation is all important when it comes to food. People tend to eat with their eyes first, so you know something might look like a poop dog. might not be as appealing, you know, as a hamburger or a hot dog. But I appreciate that innovation. You know, you've got something you've got to do something with, make it
Yeah.
happen.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. This has happened a few years ago. A friend, Betty, and I was in my kitchen. I prepared a vegetable bowl, or snack thing. I can't think. But anyways, I'm taking out the refrigerator, and the dip is in a Tupperware bowl, and it fell out and hit the floor, and it exploded. I mean, the dip just went up to the ceiling, the cathedral ceiling, and she and I just looked at each other. Our eyes got as big, and he's like, what in the world? And we had a good laugh over that, but that's more like a serving disaster. But
Oh no.
it just propelled out of the bowl, and she said, how did that bowl hold get all over the ceiling?
How did it get on the
stove? It was-
ceiling?
That's funny, yeah.
You just had to be there.
Good cleanup stories. Those are
envision that.
great. Yeah, I'm picturing that right now.
Thank you so much. That was
Okay.
great.
Excellent. Thank you.
I think you're getting the whole town talking about their kitchen disaster
Kitchen
stories
disasters.
now.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody's got one, I think. So
I didn't think I'd have any. And then when you started
And then,
talking, I had
see?
a couple of memories, yeah.
everybody's got something that went wrong, or
But when you're in the restaurant business, it must not be so unusual. It must happen more often than we realize,
well,
right?
we try not to have that many
We don't know about it.
kitchen
We don't
disasters.
talk about it.
You got to
At
tell
the
about your
restaurant,
cat.
I think.
My cat with
Yeah.
the toaster?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to leave that one out of this one.
Please, by all means. I want to hear about the cat and the toaster.
All right. I put some toast into the toaster, and as it's cooking, I'm thinking, boy, that smells like cat piss. It's just, why does that smell like cat piss? Right? And then I said, we can't eat these. I don't know what's wrong with them, but there's something wrong with this. So anyway, long story short, I figured it out. The cat was, for some reason, marking the toaster.
Just the toaster.
Peeing in the toaster?
Going on. I didn't see him do it, but I saw evidence of it. So I said, okay, you're not coming in here anymore.
Yeah. So not only on the counter, but
I know, it's
extension
gross.
appliance.
You know what? I live alone. Now nobody's coming over. over. You had to bring it up. I was going to keep it a secret.
I thought it was a great. It's one of the best stories.
Funny.
The toaster hit the garbage, by the way.
I hope so.
Was
I
not
sincerely
salvaged.
hope that you did not try to salvage that toaster.
We didn't throw the cat away. We just banished him. We learned a trick. Put mouse traps on the counter. The cat will stay away.
There you go. Let's get their paws real quick.
Yeah.
As far as True Grits go, I think we've had only just a couple of like cleanup disasters. We have a gentleman employed in the back of the house who was attempting to drain a fryer. Because we filter our fryers every night. It keeps them clean. It keeps the food tasting really tasty. But something happened. There might have been water in the pan that he was draining it out into, or it was a cold pan. It was still hot oil, but the oil just started bubbling out over the pan, all over our floor.
Not good.
And, kitchen floors, they're tile, the grout's really low. So basically, once you get oil on that floor, there's oil on that floor.
You're ice skating.
Yeah, pretty much. So, the first we heard of it, though, is this gentleman who's a very, very great guy. We're happy to have him on the team, by the way. He comes running out and he's like, "Where's the salt? Where's the salt? I need the salt." And he just starts grabbing these canisters of salt, because salt will soak up oil, actually. It's a good kitchen tip. If you do spill oil all over the place, go ahead and throw some salt on it, let it soak it up, and then you can virtually kind of sweep it up.
Oh, wow.
So he's, we walk back into the kitchen, he is just emptying canisters of salt all over the kitchen. So that was kind of one of our biggest disasters per se.
Now you reminded me of a spelling culinary disaster. There was a meat shop here in Ocala, and they had a big sign outside. They were selling fryer legs, but they spelled it Friar. So I'm picturing all these monks without legs.
All of these legs are really walking around.
And was I wrong?
People. You're eating people.
Was I wrong to not go in and point it out? I never did. I thought, you know what? Somebody else will point it out. So.
See, that not necessarily, though. I think you should have done it. I would have done it. It's kind of the whole thing, when you have like spinach stuck in your teeth and nobody wants to point it out.
Right.
I would rather be embarrassed, that one time when somebody tells me about it than get home and realize that I've been talking to, hundreds of people all day with something green stuck in my teeth. I think that's something you should always mention.
I think you're right.
You're selling people legs out
you
here,
ladies
guys.
Are fun.
Let me know.
You are so fun. This is such a fun segment. Thank you for doing it. I wish we had more time. So True Grits Restaurant, that's where you are.
Absolutely. True Grits, we are located once again at 331 Northwest 20th Street. It's on the corner of 441 and 20th, which is just down the road from the Livestock Pavilion. You can visit our website at true-grits.com. You can call us at 352-867-7772. Or, folks, like us on Facebook. You'll get daily updates and exclusive specials just by becoming our Facebook friend. And once more, just to let you all know, we are all actually walking for the American Heart Association's Marion County Heart Walk this year. Please come in and show your support by donating. Every single dollar helps. Or find out how you can get involved at marionheartwalk.kinterra.org and make some steps to start living a heart-healthy lifestyle now. The AHA's website will give you a lot of great tips for that.
What are a few healthy lifestyles you
first
can
and foremost, the best thing that you can do is really start to be active. The American Heart Association recommends 30 minutes a day of physical activity. It doesn't have to be strenuous, and you can break it up into 10 minutes. So grab your kids, take a walk around the block, maybe go for a short swim. Just do something that you can 10 minutes a day, 3 times a day.
Wow.
By the way, not only are you representing a restaurant, but you have become radio personalities.
I'm
and
happy about that.
Probably the most accessible radio people just go to the restaurant and meet
They
you.
can find us, absolutely.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having us back on. We're very happy to be here.
And for the listeners, Robin actually puts all the information from all the guests on the WOCA website. So if you need their names, their phone numbers, and everything, it's all on the guest list for today's date. And you'll see even Southern Belle and Yankee Girls' names.
That's right.
Not their real names, just the fake names.
That's right.
They're stage names.
Come on in and see us at True Grits. You'll learn who we are.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. That was fun.
Thank you so much.
Fun topic, fun show. We'll take a little break and be right back.
We're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
It's rodeo time in Florida. The 31st annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo returns with the best of man, muscle, and a stampede of horsepower. August 30th and 31st, witness America's #1 sport and the greatest show on dirt. If you love barebacks and saddle broncs, tie-down, team roping, and steer wrestling, the beautiful cowgirls of barrel racing and wild Brahma bull riding, we have you covered. Showtime, 7:30 each night at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. Gates open at 5:30, so come early and get ready to watch cowboys ride to help children walk. For rodeo information, call 352-402-8808. Showtime, 7:30 each night at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. Gates open at 5:30, so come early and get ready to watch cowboys ride to help children walk. We have you covered. August 30th and 31st. Don't miss the Ocala Shrine Rodeo.
Hi, this is John Sotomayor, executive editor of Ocala Magazine, here to tell you that Ocala Magazine now has its very own radio show, and it's right here on WOCA The Source.
Tune in every Friday at 10 a.m.
And we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life. We'll be covering the latest stories that impact your world right here in Ocala.
Be sure to tune in every Friday at 10 a.m.
For Ocala Magazine Radio, right here on WOCA, 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours.